2 microphones,
2 Amandas,
and some seriously entertaining tales. I'm Amanda Wedekamp.
and I'm Amanda Stanzione.
We know stories connect us all.
And we realized we have a mountain of stories to share. So buckle up,
And brace yourself for a wild ride.
because we've got a lot to say and probably too much to share.
Amanda, we are nearing springtime. Do you have any fun or funny spring stories, spring memories?
It's funny that you should ask. I've got quite the story for you.
I can't wait.
Okay, let me set the stage here. It was, when I say like 25 years ago, it was exactly 25 years ago this year. So springtime 2000, I worked in I'll call it a wild bar / club in Atlanta.
At the bar, were you a bartender?
I was a cocktail waitress.
Okay.
And I say a wild bar because we had a lot of famous people come in.
How fun.
Yeah, I met Pam Anderson, the band Korn, Jerry Seinfeld. So it was fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
And I had gotten off of work and I drove 4.5 hours to Spencer, North Carolina. Now, if you don't know anything about Spencer, North Carolina, have you ever been there?
No.
Okay. It is a town, very small town with 4 stoplights. And there were a lot of people descending on this town that day. I was going to try out for MTV's Who Wants to Be a VJ3.
Oh, this is super exciting.
It was exciting. So get off work, drive 4.5 hours to Spencer, North Carolina by myself. I know no one. And I park and I see a huge line. People are sleeping on the curb. They've got tents, sleeping bags, coolers. And I parked, got in line, knew no one, and stayed up all night waiting for my turn.
And were you 25 at the time? It seems like. Is that math working?
No, I'm 45, so 25 years ago, I'd have been 20.
Okay, you were 20.
I was 20. Yeah, I wasn't even 21 yet, so they let me work in the bar.
We don't need to know.
Yeah.
We don't need to share. We don't need to turn them in.
Right. Yeah, a long time ago. All right. So I'm standing in line, and I end up making friends, of course. And in fact, I even held the line for someone who went to Walmart because they needed a cooler.
Oh, no.
So
As
great.
we do.
Exactly. And they picked something up for me. So I didn't have to
Perfect.
starve or die of thirst, at 4 o'clock in the morning while we're wide awake on the curb. Fast forward a couple of hours, they open up the contest and they're bringing people back a few at a time and they're just talking to us, asking us questions like, how would we be if we were on TV? And I got pretty far in the process. In fact, they after there's a couple of rounds, they'll bring you to hair and makeup.
Oh, wow.
And they put you, in full hair, makeup, and then you try out, and then you get to do it with like 2 people, and then you do it by yourself, and they say thank you, and you have no idea if you did well or not. And then as a celebration for everybody, Jay-Z was there performing Big Pimpin'.
Oh, my God. So you all got to like hang out and be filmed for that?
Yeah, we hung out.
Wow.
We were filmed, and then because I don't know if you remember TRL. It was
Total Request Live.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Carson Daly.
Yes.
Love it.
Now it's so funny that tells you how long ago it was, because now he's like also a co-host on the Today Show.
With 5 or 4 kids and a family man now.
He is the host of The Voice, but
Yes.
still, he's on the Today Show now.
Yes, he is.
And they were taping Total Request Live while we were there with Jay-Z.
Oh my gosh. Question about in line. Did they go in order, or did they kind of look at people and only pick certain people?
No, they went in order. Everybody got to audition.
Great. I do like that.
Yeah, because
it makes you just don't know.
And if you lined up first, I would be so angry if they skipped over me.
Skipped over you, right? Because what I remember, the VJs, there were some funky vibes. It wasn't just all the same people.
True.
And they wanted some uniqueness and creativity within their VJ hosts.
Exactly. So they did let everybody go through. And then, I had a great time, but I didn't get picked.
So you were almost a VJ.
Yeah. So now I'm not an MTV VJ.
But you're a podcast host.
Absolutely I am. And I love it.
Love it. I'm titling this, Did They Pick Me?
Okay. I can't wait to hear what this is about.
We don't know where it's going, but you're going to find out. I don't know about you, but I am a big fan of game shows.
Same. I love to play games and I love to watch game shows.
And especially, do you remember Password?
Yes.
Oh, loved that one. $10,000 Pyramid?
Yes. And Supermarket Sweep.
Now, okay, my friends who are your age like that one. I don't remember that one very well. Was that with Mark?
I don't remember who it was,
okay.
But I loved so much that at the end you ran through the grocery store with your cart
as fast as you
could, and you're just piling stuff in and you're looking for clues and you have to go to a different aisle. It was
fun.
Yes.
And what about The Price is Right?
Of course, that is a classic.
Right. And I remember as a child being sick at home during the day and I would be like, we're going to turn on The Price is Right.
Come on down.
Yes. Okay. So that kind of sets up our story. So because of this deep love, I'm always looking for opportunities to be a contestant.
On any game show?
On any game show, but it has to be one that I'm familiar with and one that I love.
Okay.
Just so happens The Price is Right was running a contestant search. This might seem odd because most people think that the contestants in Contestant Row are just people who have come to California, they get in line for the show, and they're going to be one of the people picked, which is typically how it's run.
Okay, so I feel like we're about to get some insider information.
In 2009, they ran contestant searches in all of their smaller markets.
Okay.
These smaller markets, CBS was running a contestant search, and how it worked, you had to come to where they were hosting their contestant search.
Where did you live at the time?
I lived in Endwell, New York, which was a very small town in upstate New York in the Binghamton area. The contestant search was in Johnson City, which was literally only about a 6-minute drive away. The contestant search was held at the local mall.
Okay.
Remember good times at the mall.
I did a fashion show at the mall once.
I love it. And this is 2009. So malls have changed quite a bit since the early 2000s. I decide I'm going to go for this. I want to be a contestant. I find out the time that you have to be there, right? And I'm sure it started around 10 a.m., but in my brain, I'm thinking, I got to get there early because I want to get in line.
And what year was this?
2009.
Okay.
And the malls opened early for walkers.
Yeah.
My mom, luckily, was staying with us so she could watch my kids because they were 5 and 10 at the time.
Okay.
Because my husband had to work and he's not going to take a day off work because I want to go try to be a contestant. In the contestant search.
That does make sense that he's not going to take a day off of work because his wife wants to be on The Price is Right.
Exactly. And he's super supportive, but I mean, this is obviously, let's be realistic.
Exactly.
I go to the mall at 7 a.m. So the contestant search doesn't start for about 3 hours. But there's 12 of us in line. I am number 4.
Okay.
And we get to know each other. We're chit-chatting, right? We are really excited. We're talking about The Price is Right, what games we enjoy.
And you went by yourself?
Oh, totally by myself, yes.
Loving this.
Mm-hmm. And I knew I wanted to look cute, but also like a contestant. So I didn't wear a...
What does a contestant look like?
I feel like they look like they're travelers, right? They're tourists.
Okay.
They're, dressed cute, but they're not in business suits. They're not in ball gowns. They're not in cocktail dresses.
That makes sense. Okay, I get it.
I watched the 3 people ahead of me do their audition because it's not in a private area. It's in a big open part of the mall.
And you each do it one at a time?
One at a time. You come up to a microphone. There's a flat background, like a black drape behind you. You have your official name on a name tag plus a number underneath it.
Okay, but it's not like the sticker that looks like a tag, like on the game show.
It's totally that. And I have mine still.
I'm loving this.
So we'll share that on our socials.
Okay.
I'm watching these 3 people ahead of me and I'm thinking, ooh, they are not really bringing the Price is Right energy.
So you were ready to go.
I am ready to go. And I'm going to read exactly what I said for my audition because I wrote it down in my scrapbook and I want to get it perfectly correct.
Had you practiced it before you went up?
Yes,
Okay.
because it has a corny pun.
Perfect. And you knew what you were going to say and you were ready to deliver.
Totally. And I thought, ooh, I got to bring the energy.
Okay, I'm so into this.
Here's what I said. I have so much energy. I'd be very excited to win, even just to play. And I say, Drew, carry me to the showcase showdown. I hope you pick me. That was my horny pun. I was so proud of it.
Oh, you threw Drew Carey in that. Good for you.
I was real proud. I love play on words and to try to be kind of clever and creative.
Did it go over well?
I thought so. What was funny is when I said pick me, imagine the people who are doing tap dancing, they're swinging their arms and their legs at the same time, kind of in a windmill motion.
That is very descriptive.
That's what I was doing.
Wow.
It was the jumping and the pick me, and it was definitely over the top.
When you were done with this, did you think there is no way I'm not getting picked?
I actually was like, I don't know, it might have been too much energy.
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
I'm one that feels like, confident in the moment, but then you second guess yourself later.
Yeah, no, I think that's natural.
I head home, tell everyone how it goes, and then I wait. This was August of 2009. I find out September 2009 that I was chosen.
So did you think this whole time, well, I haven't heard from them, so I guess I didn't make it. It's a no. I'll just go on with my life.
Yes, I had no idea because they're not going to let people, it's a no. They will only let the winners know it was a yes.
Okay.
So my phone rings and my mom is visiting still because she would kind of stay with us over the summers. It was so fun having her there. Phone rings. I think it's a telemarketer. I'm getting ready to head out the door. I go ahead and answer. And it's like, hi, this is CBS Studios. We wanted to let you know you're one of the winners. And I'm like, oh. So she's screaming. She's cheering. She's so excited.
In the background while you're on the phone.
While this woman's trying to get like contact info and my address. And I'm just like, okay, like just... I was very excited.
Of course. And you're trying to balance this lady getting contact information and your mom in the background screaming.
Totally. The prize was one round trip flight from Binghamton, New York to Los Angeles, which was kind of a big deal because our market was so small. We had such a regional airport.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, how commercial was it? I mean, how big is this airport?
Very small, maybe 2 runways, 2 gates. There's gate 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
And the flights were always about 12 to 30 people. And there are those puddle jumpers that you then have to connect in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Or Buffalo.
So we're not doing, one way nonstop.
Never.
Okay.
There's not, unless you want to go to Philadelphia, there are no nonstop flights out of Binghamton, at least around this time.
Got it.
I don't know if it has changed because we don't live there anymore. So you get your round trip flight and you get 2 nights and 3 days in a hotel in Los Angeles. They picked 2 other winners from the area as well.
Okay, so there were 3 people who got chosen.
Yes.
Okay.
And one of us was guaranteed to be the person they say, Amanda, come on down. So out of the 3 of us.
Okay, wait. So when I've been watching The Price is Right my whole life, you're telling me that it's not just a bunch of people who got to come in and watch The Price is Right that day and wow, they got chosen. This is actually, there's plants.
Well, here's what I believe. This was a special season of contestant searches in these small markets.
Okay.
To try to encourage people to watch and get excitement around the show. I think maybe some of the viewership was down at the time. I don't think this is something they do all the time. This was a very special thing, and they even did not hide it because on their website they have contestant search, Johnson City, New York, contestant search, small town, Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was something that they were advertising that they were doing, but I don't think it's how they do it consistently.
So this doesn't completely ruin it for me. Okay.
I hope not.
Okay.
I hope not. We know I have at least an airfare, right? One airfare and the hotel.
Had you ever been to LA before?
I had, but when my kids were super little and I was just visiting a friend.
Okay.
So I'd never done like Los Angeles cool things.
This is a trip. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's free. I love free things. Like I love free stuff.
Absolutely.
And I asked them, I said, can I bring a guest? They're like, you can actually bring a guest and they can come with you to the taping. But
they got to be at the show.
Yes, but any cost for them to fly out there, if they need their own hotel room, they would have to pay for that.
Okay.
Well, I invite my mom and my sister.
Great, so they can just stay with you.
Yes, they stay in the hotel. My mom is the only one that goes to the taping. My sister was totally cool with that.
Okay, good.
I arrived to the airport, and I'm trying to feel very Los Angeles with how I dress because, you know, I want to fit in, but I want to be cute.
Right. But you also don't want to be business professional because, again, you want to look like you're kind of a tourist off the street just coming to see The Price is Right.
Totally. But tourism, how I would look probably in New York, upstate New York, is so different than what I'm picturing Los Angeles to be. So
no, that's definitely accurate.
And the problem is it's January in upstate New York.
Oh, so very, very
freezing.
Different. Yeah, very different than LA weather.
And if you try to dress warmly, but also look fashionable, it's challenging. Yeah. At least maybe for me.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I have a little newsboy cap on.
Oh my gosh.
And I have this fancy scarf. I got it at Ann Taylor Loft. I still remember. I still own it.
Of course you do.
And it has like ruffles, but it's gray and warm.
Okay.
I arrived to the airport and I'm shocked because the local news station is there and they're like, we need you to come over here and do a press conference.
Oh my gosh. But it wasn't by accident the news was there. They were there for this.
Yes, they knew that this was happening.
So it totally
no idea.
Took you by surprise.
Oh, yes.
I'm loving all of this. This is so good.
I am a little panicked. I pull out the shirt that I've made for the show.
You made a shirt for the show?
Yes. I had asked some friends because I know the clever and cute shirts do well.
Okay.
On The Price is Right. So I'm thinking I definitely need a cute shirt, right?
Okay.
So I made a shirt. I asked some friends, like, what would you think would be a fun play on words? We battered around some ideas and I ended with this. So remember, my town is End Well.
Yes.
So my shirt said, pick me, it will end well, New York.
Love it.
So again, play on
words. This is so good.
And my mom and sister also had a shirt and theirs said ditto and it had arrows pointing to me.
That's very cool.
It was
very cool.
It was so fun. So the press conference is me and the two other winners. One woman, her name was Judith, and she was 58 years old. She said she had never really been outside of the Binghamton area.
Has she ever been on a plane?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I kind of have a memory that she had not been on an airplane.
This was a big step.
Very big deal for her. The other contestant was 18-year-old Sierra. And she was a college student, obviously super young, and I'm 36 at the time. So there's a wide range of ages.
That makes sense. Well, they would have
all women.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that is cool. So did she just eat up the camera, or was she also equally as nervous that the news was there?
The 18-year-old?
Yeah.
Oh, she definitely worked it.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, well, good for her,
she did. She did amazing. Exactly. I get to the airport, and it happens that my sister and I coordinated flights. So it's my sister, myself, and my sister's name is Julie, and then Judith and Sierra. The four of us arrive, and there's a sign guy who's like, CBS contestants, and he has our names.
Did you feel just super special, super cool? Like, just...
We have arrived. I'm like, celebrities are here. You might want to pave the way. This is how I felt.
Watch out. Yes. Part the seas.
I just did a press conference. I mean, come on.
Yes, you did.
We get in the car with our driver, Dwayne, and I remember him being so fun and funny.
I love that you remember his name.
Well, it was in my scrapbook.
Oh, of course. Okay.
So I might not have remembered, but that helps remember.
Okay.
When I was telling Jim about this story, I said, do you have any memories of this? He goes, well, I remember you really liked the driver. I'm like, yes.
Of all of the memories.
Yes.
Okay.
So I did think that was fun.
Where is Dwayne now?
Who knows? But I'm pretty sure he worked for CBS because he was cluing us into how this was going to work.
Oh, then he definitely, he knew.
Yes. And he was explaining, I'll come get you tomorrow. We're going to do press in the hotel lobby. Wow. We're going to film some content for the CBS website, for the Price is Right website.
Did you know all of that was going to happen ahead of time?
Not a clue.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So this was brand new.
I'm rolling with it.
Oh, yeah. You're all in.
I am meant to be a star, so
100%. I understand that so well.
Yes. We're in the car. Sierra and Judith are taking everything in, and so are Julie and I. However, Julie and I have traveled quite a bit.
Sure.
So we're just enjoying watching Sierra and Judith take everything in. And I distinctly remember, and this was in my scrapbook, Sierra saying, "Can you take us by to see some hookers?"
You
No.
at 18 years? What did sweet Dwayne say?
I think he was just like, we're not going to do that. I have to take you to the hotel.
And I mean, the liability too, if anything. I mean, that just seems so random.
It was the funniest thing because in her mind, I think 18 years old, probably spent most of her life in the Binghamton area, not thinking, not seeing hookers there. So she's just like, I picture LA hookers. Like, this,
Right.
I've watched a lot of movies. This is what I'm picturing.
When I get to LA, hookers galore.
I need to see the hookers. So that was so funny. And Julie and I give that look to each other of like, we're going to talk about this later, but we're not going to, say anything in the moment.
Yeah, no, I know the look.
I get it. She's 18, not a little naive, all the things.
But still said it out loud.
Totally.
Wasn't thinking it.
She was not shy. Not shy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And probably another reason why she's one of the contestants.
Exactly. We get to the hotel, connect with my mom. We do a little bit of sightseeing, but I know the taping for The Price is Right is tomorrow. So I'm like, we need a good night's sleep.
Right.
I don't want to do anything crazy this first night. Wake up the next day, get ready, put our shirts on, hot pink, because it's a very Price is Right color.
Yes.
With black lettering, so it really stands out.
And that way people also think you got chosen because you stand out, you're somebody, not because you won a contest.
Right, exactly. Okay. And so we get down to the lobby, we're filming content. I have some pictures of that. I will share on social.
Yeah, I need to see these.
We get in the car, Dwayne's our driver again, explaining everything that we're going to do. And I got to be honest, I'm thinking like, we're going to arrive and there's going to be the royal treatment. Because the contestant search winners are here.
Right. It's CBS. We have arrived. The show is getting ready. We are the contestant winners.
We're super important. They have to pick one of us to get called down.
Were you really just hoping it was you, or were you too nervous you didn't want to be on the show?
I definitely wanted it to be me.
Of course you did. I mean, that was a
practicing.
That was a dumb question. Why did I even ask you that?
I was practicing amounts. I remember looking up grocery items, trying to get ready to play, because a lot of them are grocery store items. Yeah. Some are, obviously department store items. True. I probably sound 900 years old right now, but I was ready. Instead of the royal treatment, we're just sort of carted in line with everybody else who wants to be a contestant, which ended up being fine. I was a little disappointed because I kind of felt like, again, royalty is here. Don't you need information from us?
But don't you also think that maybe they couldn't single you out to make it look like you were that you won some contest? They need to make it look like you're in line with everyone else going to see the show. True. But at the time, you weren't thinking that. You're like, hey, I've already done a press conference. I mean, we filmed some content here.
They already know they want at least one of us.
Right.
So I'm thinking, just set us aside. But it was for the best, because for the integrity of the show.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
And we get through the line. They do like maybe 6 people at a time, where they just ask you to be excited. How will you be? If they pick you, you have to do a little, song and dance kind of thing. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. So I do the jump again, hurt my knee because I hit it like on a table, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. I'll be fine. I'm playing it cool.
Right, right.
The people in line near us, we talked to them. We told them that
you did?
Yes. And Judith and Sierra are in different parts of the line. So they did kind of separate us.
Makes sense.
Which I thought made sense. So it's my mom and I are together. And we're talking to the people in line. They had been to the Ellen show the day before.
Wow.
That night, they were going to Jimmy Kimmel.
That is very cool.
It was so fun to talk to them and hear about all of their experience. And all of these, most of these you can get tickets for, right? But you have to plan. Right. Because I would say they're 6 months in advance.
Right.
We file into the studio. They are really hyping us up, trying to get us warmed up. If you've ever been to one of these tapings of one of these shows.
I haven't, but I am just excited because I've seen kind of a behind the scenes of when they come out and they're like, get up, jump around, have your hands in
There's definitely an audience warm-up person.
Right.
And the thing that I think is the most shocking, it's so small. You think it's giant, but that is smoke and mirrors. It's very, very small. These studios are typically very small, and that's always been surprising to me.
That is surprising to me because when I think of Price is Right, it seems huge to me, like so many people.
No doubt. Rich Fields is the MC at the time, and interesting fun fact, he tells us, if your name is called, you will not hear it. So we have people who hold up giant signs with the contestants' names.
Really?
Yes.
That seems wild to me.
Isn't that amazing?
So
I think it's because they're just at normal voice level on a microphone.
That's true. That's true.
That
would be
definitely mind-blowing.
That would be odd. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, it's just things that the viewers don't know.
Right. I'm super excited. I'm thinking, okay, I don't know because they call 4 contestants at a time and then only 1 at a time, right? Because one person goes up. And the very first set of 4, they call Sierra's name. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't me. And at first I was disappointed. I'm like, I need to rally because I want to support Sierra.
Right.
Because what a great, exciting thing, right?
Yes.
So I don't remember exactly which time, but Sierra does make it up on stage with Drew.
Oh, that's great.
So she bid on a diamond necklace and she was the closest bidder without going over.
Very cool.
So she gets up.
You had been researching grocery store items.
Yeah, so that might not have gone so well.
Right.
Yes.
Not really researching the diamond necklace prices.
Not at all. She gets on stage and she loses her game.
Okay.
I don't remember what game it was.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was the mountain climber.
Oh, I used to love it.
Yes, that one's real stressful.
It is stressful.
But maybe just in my head I want it to be that one. I don't remember.
Right.
And it wasn't in my scrapbook. She does, however, get to the wheel, right? You get to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
She lands on 60 and holds.
Okay.
Which I'm thinking, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
She makes it to the Showcase Showdown.
She was one of the top 2
people
in the Showcase Showdown, and she's 18 years old.
Yes.
I bet she was terrified.
I'm sure. Yeah, she did really well. I remember her being poised and excited and looking at the audience, for the, when her showcase was presented, trying to figure out what she should bid. So this was what her showcase was: a trip to Maine, an outdoor kitchen, and a bass boat.
A bass boat, a trip to Maine, and an outdoor kitchen.
And remember, it's a trip from California.
Right.
And we live in New York.
Okay, so her perception on that might have been skewed a bit.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's 18.
Right, of course.
So she overbids.
Of course, she's not thinking, she's not really sure about a bass boat. Do you remember how much she overbid?
I don't.
I would be so curious to know if it was like $30,000 more than what it is.
I don't remember.
Or if she was like even close.
And I remember thinking, I got to get ready because if she wins, I'm going up on stage. Congratulate her.
That. Families and the friends run up.
Yes, I was ready for that, but that wasn't my moment. So we're in the car back to the hotel. I'm texting all my friends and I'm telling them I wasn't picked, but you know what? I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not now second guessing every mistake that I made on stage.
That's, you know what? That makes sense to me. I can see how you would look back and just, if I would have done this. If I would, yeah.
And now I have an amazing story to share with people where if I was picked and I overbid, I would be like, I don't really want people to know. It's kind of a bummer,
Yeah. Or embarrassing if you're like way overbid.
Yes. Yeah. Because you would remember that for sure.
So instead, you have a great
amazing story. Right. The fun part is the story doesn't end here.
I'm so fascinated by this.
My sister, turns out, had a connection at the Jimmy Kimmel show. Now, we knew ahead of time.
Okay.
So we're coming to LA. She contacts her connection, and we get wristbands to the green room bar.
Stop.
For that night.
Stop it.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
After having been on The Price is Right.
Yes.
Wow.
I know. So we
very impressive.
It was so fun. We go to Sephora and get our makeup done. Because again, I'm like, we are not famous, but we gotta look like we're famous.
And you went to LA and you're like, I'm gonna go to Sephora and have them do my makeup.
Right.
So that I can go to the Jimmy Kimmel bar.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Jimmy Kimmel Green Room Bar, because 1, I wasn't a big makeup wearer, and 2, I knew they would do obviously a much better job.
Right. And you needed to look fabulous.
100%. We have wristbands, which allows us to get in. We walk in and we cannot believe how large it is.
Oh, so not like your experience at Price is Right, where it was really small.
No.
It's huge.
This green room we thought was gigantic.
Okay.
There's a pool table. There's a giant bar. There are couches, chairs, 2 giant screens that are going to show the taping.
All in the green room.
All in the green room.
Wild.
Yes. And they're taping live. So we're watching this happen live.
Right.
But obviously it's going to air later that night.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You know, we always forget about that. We always think it's like
live.
Right. Live, late.
It's not night. Exactly live. We sit on this couch and we had this pact that we were not going to make fools of ourselves.
Okay.
So it's my mom, my sister, and I. And we want to be cool. Right?
I love that it requires a pact.
Well, because you got to be cool.
Right.
Because my mom gets real excited like I do. And we were like, you're not going to just chit-chat with the celebrity that could potentially be in the green room.
Oh, gosh.
We're just like, there's no talking.
Right. No talking.
No talking. So we sit on these couches and I just remember thinking like, we're just still as stones. Like we're just taking it all in.
Nobody's going to see anything.
We're not saying a word. We're going to be cool. We're going to so be cool.
Well, you also look great because Sephora did your makeup.
100%. And Ryan Felipe happens to be at the bar in the green room.
Oh, that is fabulous.
Just feet from me.
Yeah. Cruel Intentions. That is where Ryan Felipe for me just made his mark.
Love him. He, at the time, was dating Abby Cornish.
Yes.
And she was a guest on Jimmy Kimmel. So he came to support her, which I did think was super sweet.
That is sweet. He
was really one of the only celebrities that had come to the green room, but the band also came to the green room and hung out.
Very cool. Still, are you quiet or is anybody now talking?
Oh, no, we're completely dead silent.
Oh, okay. Nobody wants to go talk to Ryan.
No way. And I don't remember if those were the instructions from our connection.
Okay.
Maybe you guys can come, but you got to play it cool.
Right.
You can't be asking for autographs or acting like you're not a part of this. You need to act like you belong there.
That makes sense.
In our mind, that meant you sit there and you don't say words.
Right. You don't say words.
What that translated to us.
Say no words.
We happened to see the family in line in the audience at the Jimmy Kimmel show. Remember? They were going to Jimmy Kimmel that night.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, gosh, this is just amazing.
And they're on the show.
They're in the audience on the show. We're in the green room.
Right. So you can see it.
We didn't connect, but we did see them. I was like, Mom, there's the people. But again, real quietly.
Real quiet. Say no words.
The next day, we head home. I have this amazing story, this amazing experience to share. And now I cannot wait for the airing of our episode.
Oh, of course. That's right. You want to see yourself. You want to see Sierra.
Exactly. And they tell you in the studio what date it will air. So our date was February 19th.
Okay, so no suspense there. You knew what you were.
We knew when it was coming. I didn't have to sit at home and watch The Price is Right every day or put it on my DVR. I knew it was coming.
Okay.
I have the date marked. I'm super excited. This was early January when the taping was. So about 4 to 6 weeks later is when it's airing. I am set, super excited. February 19th rolls around. It's preempted by Tiger Woods' apology.
No.
Yes.
Really? I mean, so your whole episode, it never even aired?
We only got to see the end of the episode, so I didn't get to see Sierra come on down. I didn't get to see Sierra come up and play her game. I didn't get to see her spin the wheel. I only got to see her in the showcase showdown when she lost.
Oh, and that's it. And poor Sierra, she probably wanted to see herself at least have spun the wheel and gotten to the showcase showdown.
I know, and I was super mad because I was also annoyed.
Because you weren't on TV?
Well, it's like, is Tiger Woods really more important than this right now?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
No.
I was real disappointed by that. Luckily, there was a lot of online content.
Okay.
So I took pictures of the computer screen, and that's all in my scrapbook.
Are you going to share some of that?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay, I can't wait to see that.
Yes. So they did not pick me, but it turned out to be one of my greatest stories to share with people and such a great memory.
That sounds like so much fun.